has given me one more chance at pronouncing names. And this one's a doozy, so our next author that we're going to highlight is Olga Zilberbourg. She was born in St. Petersburg, Russia. Her first two books of fiction were published in St. Petersburg. She also, there's about a movie here which is really cool. Let's see here. All right, Where Does the Sea Flow? A short film based on one of Olga's stories recently won first prize at the Forley International Short Film Festival. It's a big deal. Also, tonight's story, Survivors, will be published in 11/11 this month. The Survivors will be performed by Sarah Renauer, Anthony Villafuete, and Jimmy Cross.
A methane explosion sealed a coal mine, killing many and leaving 17 miners trapped underground. They would be able to survive for 6 weeks on daily rations of 2 spoonfuls of canned beef, 1 biscuit, and vodka. They waited for communication from the surface, but so far none had come. After 3 weeks, a downward hole opened up just a few steps away from the miners' shelter. It seemed to be filled with breathable oxygen, accented with a faint fragrance of rose hips. The Mad Ivan was the first to say,
Now what is it?
and after another 3 days of sleeping on the ground, he hooked a rope ladder on the edge of the hole and climbed down. He yelled from some distance below.
Come on down, brothers!
Then the rope went slack, and he wasn't heard from anymore. Despite Ivan's silence, a few immediately decided to follow. There were many ways to approach the descent. One came to the hole with knees bent, arms trembling. He crossed himself 3 times before stepping onto the rope ladder.
For what sins are you punishing me, dear God?
Another said,
To hell with it all.
and dove with his feet forward in the tin soldier position. Still another gulped down his vodka, lost his balance, and rolled toward the hole like a wheelbarrow. The remaining miners assembled in the corridor, whispering.
The problem is, we don't have a leader.
They said.
Ivan,
They said.
he could have been our leader.
Crazy bastard.
It was possible, somebody suggested, that the earth had got so shaken up that the rules of gravity had shifted. The hole was, in fact, the opening from the surface they had been hoping for. This would explain the oxygen pouring forth from it. Leaderless, the miners split into 2 groups. One group decided to go down, and the other would remain in the shelter and wait. Members of the first group wanted to divide supplies, but the others insisted that the supplies stay put. A brawl ensued, and a few people were hurled down. The 2 who fought the hardest plummeted locked down in an embrace. After they disappeared, everyone fell quiet and listened. They caught short bursts of sounds that didn't make sense. Some said like the firing of a semi-automatic, others suggested popcorn cooking over a fire. One miner said it was the Mad Ivan laughing from the deep, but that man was clearly mad himself. They carried him into the hole and sent him flying.
Break a leg.
Somebody said. The man laughed as he fell. There were no thuds, no splashes, no cracks, snaps, bursts, yips, or yelps. Just silence. In the glow from their headlamps, the minerals in the holes sparkled all the colors of the rainbow. One by one, the remaining miners returned to their shelter and turned off the lamps. there were 6 of them left. They increased their rations of vodka and took to sitting on the edge of the hole with their feet hanging down. A lovely warm breeze tickled their beards.
Once, I spent a week at the sea.
One of them said.
This is better.
That's right.
Said another.
No wife, no kids, no bosses, no daily minimum. Rest up, brothers. You know what happens after a miner dies. 3 days off, then back underground.
The remaining 6 were practical, hard-working men. None of them too brave or too cowardly, none too stubborn or too gullible. They had been miners of 2nd and 3rd generation and hardly knew of life outside of mining. These were not particularly religious or superstitious men, although they didn't mind staying home on Christian holidays and abstained from sex before going underground. Sex was bad luck. They didn't believe in ghosts or vampires or aliens or yetis. There was no one among them who believed in magic, even when a hole filled with oxygen opened up in the deep of a coal mine. These men were used to surviving.
That Ivan,
One of them said.
he always thought he was better than us.
He was a lazy bastard.
Said another.
He took the easy way out.
You know, some people are never satisfied with what they get.
Said the third.
You heard the one about the miner and his father-in-law? So they're both working the same mine, but on different shifts. And their wives are home.
These men didn't jump, and they weren't rescued. So they're still there, a kilometer underground, by the magic hole, not speaking much anymore.